The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hey guys, I'm Whitney Port and this is With Wit. A lot of you may know me from reality TV, and the reality is a lot's happened since the hills. With Wit is dedicated to having real, raw, and occasionally ridiculous conversations with the people who have had a profound impact on me. Because on With Wit, very little is off limits. Subscribe so you don't miss any of the amazing conversations to come. New episodes of With Wit are available every Tuesday on all platforms.
Hi, I'm Maddie Orlando, and this is my sister Lauren.
Hi.
We have an 8-year age gap.
So we don't always agree on everything, but at least we have different perspectives.
On this podcast, we discuss basically anything you would talk about with your own sister.
So, welcome to our fam.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Lauren.
And today we're joined with another special guest who isn't going to introduce herself, but you can introduce her, Lauren.
Today we're with Ollie, our new puppy. We're going to hope that she doesn't introduce herself at some point during this episode because she is a little bit loud sometimes. But yeah, for those of you who aren't following along on Instagram, I think that's mainly where we've been posting pictures of her. We got her this past weekend. She's a golden doodle, a mini golden doodle, and she's 5 months old.
So how big is she going to get? Because this is like the biggest, I guess, kind of little dog we've ever had. She's not like a big dog, but she's still much larger than our other two.
Yeah,
and
all
Zuzu.
the dogs that we've had have all been like under 15 pounds fully grown. And she's 15 right now, and she's only 5 months. So she's supposed to get to around like 30, I think anywhere between 25 and 40. But they said that she's probably going to be on the smaller side. So she's probably going to like double in size, which might be weird for us because, I don't know, I'm just so used to having a little dog. Today she tried to drink out of the toilet and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they did this.
Big dogs are just different. Like, I don't know. They're definitely more interesting, I think, and I get why people like big dogs. But I think first of all, way more work.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, you know, you can just tell that they're more like real dogs. Like, they don't come and sit on your lap. I mean, she's pretty affectionate.
She's super affectionate, though.
But, like, she's not a lap dog. She likes to run around and chase her ball. Like, she's a retriever, so she brings the ball back and, like, literally will do it for hours until you stop. And I always feel so bad. I'm like, I know you want to play, but I have to do work or whatever.
Yeah, I took her for
cute. 4
walks on Saturday, I think, or Sunday. And so she's really getting spoiled compared to Benny and Leo. Those boys rarely get out of the house because they hate walking. They make it like 2 steps from the house and then they sit down.
Well, she's very well trained, and she also needs a lot more exercise, so that's good. It's good that you took her on a lot of walks. And, we got a bunch of questions about Benny, too, because I posted a photo of her laying on his bed yesterday, which was really cute.
Did you explain his situation?
No, I didn't explain it because, well, I feel like it's easier to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, honestly, this is just a weird and crazy thing that happened. So, we were like just getting ready for dinner or something. And Leo and Benny were chasing a toy, or like Leo was running with it, which they always do. Nothing out of the ordinary. And Bentley came back from like the corner of the living room and he couldn't walk.
Like
and
he was still trying to walk, but his back legs had stopped working.
Yeah,
so he was just like...
He was dragging his 2 back legs, but walking with his front legs. So we immediately took him to the vet. Like, my mom literally was out of the door in 30 seconds.
If that, like probably 15. That woman ran.
Yeah, so it was really weird. She was very scared.
Yeah.
Which I understand because that's not a normal thing to happen to a dog. And they don't really know what happened. He was going to get an MRI, but I guess to get an MRI for a dog, they have to put them to sleep. So it would be pretty distressing. Is distressing a word?
Yeah.
Distressing to do that. So anyway, we don't really know, but it's definitely something related to his spinal cord, which is really sad. And he still can't really walk, but definitely is getting better. So
yeah, he's been to the vet like many times in the past few days, and he's starting to feel better, like starting to regain control of his legs and stuff, but he's just resting for now. So Ollie was keeping him company on Maddie's Instagram story.
Yeah, we were worried that he wouldn't be able to walk or like was paralyzed or something, which would have been so sad. And Mom's like, I'm going to get him a stroller or something like to walk him around in.
Oh my gosh.
Which I think she still might do. She's so
I'm sure she will. Benny is like her favorite child.
Yeah, when that all happened, I was like, okay, you're getting a little too upset here, Mom. It's a dog.
I don't think she'd be this upset if it were me.
I'm just kidding. I felt really bad too, but she was really, really upset. So anyways, we're really happy that he's feeling a little better. And it was just a crazy weekend overall with all the excitement going on.
Yeah, that was the day before we got Ollie. So that all happened on Friday night. And then we got Ollie on Saturday morning. So my mom was like, should we still like get her tomorrow? Should we wait like a week? Or it was just a crazy weekend overall.
Yeah, it was. Is there anything else that you did over the weekend? What happened this weekend? I can't even remember.
That kind of took up most of our weekend. There was a lot of Benny drama because first, of course, like there was that incident, and then he had to go to the vet so many times. Darian had to take him to the vet.
On Saturday.
It was just a whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, so otherwise, I feel like we didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I don't think I really left the house other than to walk Ollie.
Yeah, I haven't been out of the house in like literally a month, so at least I know I don't have COVID, but also like I'm getting a little bored.
Yeah, there's not really anywhere to go though.
I know.
I was looking at, I think we were walking past, we went to PetSmart to get her like dog food and toys and stuff. And we were walking past all the stores in the mall, and the occupancies are so low.
Oh, really?
It's like 2 people out in the store.
What?
So, like depending on, I guess, where it is.
Where was
and,
this
like the size of
PetSmart?
the store. I forget.
In Toronto or no?
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, basically, there's just still not that much open here. Like, not too much to do.
Yeah, I've heard that other cities, like, well, Los Angeles, we know, is opening, and Toronto's just not there yet. Like, we can't even get our nails done. So, truly, there's nowhere to go, and I've just been chilling at home. Very uneventful. So, today, we wanted to talk about a bunch of different things. Well, actually, we didn't know what we wanted to talk about, so we asked you guys, and I kind of had an idea just to like do a general episode. I know you guys like these ones anyways, so just talk about random things. I know we did that kind of last week, but just a bunch of different topics and kind of give general life advice, even though we've made it very clear that we're not experts.
Yes, that is very true. I feel like we'll just give, our perspective on whatever the topics are. But before we get into that, we wanted to read a review. So this review is from Emily, and she asks, can you explain what Artless World is and what you will be posting on the Instagram account?
So, Lauren, have you heard of this?
Okay, Maddie read this to me, and she was like, should we pick this review? And I was like, yeah. Tell me about Artless World, because I've never heard of it.
Like, where have you been?
I just don't get out of my room much.
It's okay. I haven't really talked about it in real life. So you guys, whoever saw that, Emily, you're very observant because I haven't really posted about it. So good eye. And I will explain. So basically, I wanted to create a resource through Artless. So brands now, a lot of brands are creating content. It builds a lifestyle around it. And that to me is what branding is. And a successful brand has that clear lifestyle attached to it. So it's definitely something I wanted to do. And I thought that creating a blog or some sort of resource would be a good way to really bring that lifestyle across. And I haven't posted on it yet, but I keep hashtagging Artless World when I post like Pinterest photos on Artless normal Instagram. And then I created that second account. So not sure what I'm going to post in terms of blog content, but I see it evolving as a resource with information and like ways to style clothing and stuff like that.
So it'll be a blog and an Instagram account?
Probably, yeah.
For now.
Yeah, like for example, Mad Happy has the local Optimist Club, and they
I didn't even realize that was them.
Yeah, so they have a mental health focused brand, and that's their mental health resource. So something like that just really reinforces the branding and the lifestyle associated with the brand, I think is really cool. And also it's like inspo photos that really help build the brand image so that the customer really understands what they're getting into, I guess. So stay tuned for that. I have some great ideas in terms of content, but have to execute them. And that's something that I found takes a lot of energy, like creativity. What can I speak?
Creativity.
creativity and content just takes a lot of energy. Even when we take photos, it's like a 2-hour event.
It always is. And we never mean for it to be. Like, we're like, oh, let's just take a few pictures really quickly. And then by the time you get ready and you get dressed and you actually take the photos and go to our 5 locations, then, it's always 2 hours later. But yeah, I get what you mean. I feel like you have a lot on your plate.
And there's always more important things, or like what to me seems more important, where
More
people
urgent,
are waiting for me to answer them or whatever. So that always takes precedence over my TikToks or my Instagrams. But content is really important and creativity is really important. And I think that requires the most brain power. So I was actually talking about this with my friend Mimi because she has a successful business and produces a lot of her own content as well. So I was asking her, like, how do you manage all of that? And how do you set aside time for like more admin stuff, like emails and, to-do lists versus content? And she said, first of all, I wake up really early, which I need to start doing. I know I said that last week.
Oh my gosh, do you want to sleep with Ollie in your room? Because she wakes me up at 7 o'clock every morning.
It's like a built-in alarm clock.
No, it honestly is. She woke me up an hour before online school. I normally wake up 2 minutes before online school and I simply
Literally
roll onto my desk.
Literally 2 minutes, because when we were in LA, Lauren got mad at me for waking her up 10 minutes before school started. I'm like, hello?
I don't need 10 minutes to get from my bed to my desk.
Oh my gosh.
Except we had breakfast this morning, and I normally have that at like 11 after 3 of my classes.
I see.
So that was good. A good productive start to the day. We played outside for a bit, gave her breakfast.
So cute. So cute. Okay, let's get into these topics. Number 1. I guess this isn't really life advice, but tips for growing on social media. I feel like this is a real-time conversation, guys. Well, I know that it is actually because we haven't planned this out. So if I were starting social media now and I wanted to grow, what would I do? What would you do?
Okay, I feel like I always say this when people ask, but consistency really is key. Like, if you're posting once a week or once every 2 weeks, especially if you're just starting out, it'll be really hard for you to grow your like social media presence. But I think if you're posting frequently and like you're posting quality photos and videos and just like adding value to people's lives, then I think they'll be more likely to follow you and be more interested in your life.
Yeah, that's for sure. Consistency is key. I think being yourself is like so cheesy, but it's true, because I think if you want to build a community that likes you, you have to just simply be yourself, or else you'll kind of forget the person that you were trying to be. And also, I think there's so many creators now that what's missing is you. Like, why would you copy someone else when there's already somebody else,
Like, even if you're going into the fashion space, for example, on social media, you want to be a fashion influencer. There's already a lot of fashion influencers. So you have to find a way to distinguish yourself from everyone else. And I think that really is by like being yourself and showing your personality and maybe like giving people insight into what your life looks like.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really what differentiates you from the other creators.
For sure. Also, before we move to a different topic, I think TikTok is really amazing, and that's something that you didn't have when you were starting off on YouTube. So I think cross-promoting yourself on multiple platforms is essential now, and you have to continue to use all the different aspects of apps as they develop. So for Instagram, like now Instagram is pushing Reels, and I've seen a lot of people have success with Reels because Instagram promotes them because they want you to use it. So
I was going to say, yeah.
You have to adapt.
Apps like when you use their new features. Also, to add on to your comment about TikTok, TikTok is one of the few platforms that is super like discoverable. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
So even if you have 0 followers and one post, that one post can go viral and, it can like blow up your whole social media account. Whereas I think on Instagram and Twitter, people kind of have to be following you to see what you're posting, especially Instagram, I think. But like YouTube is also a bit more like TikTok in the way that people can stumble upon your videos. But honestly, I think TikTok is like the only platform that is really like that.
Yeah, for sure. And then I would suggest trying to grow on TikTok first and then pushing those people to your Instagram. And I can link some TikTokers, TikTok people, whatever you want to call them, down below in the show notes. And these are people that I follow that talk a lot about growth. So I'm learning all the time from other accounts, and I can share them with you guys as well. After sitting in the same sweatpants and hoodie literally all of 2020 and now 2021, I decided that I had to freshen up my wardrobe, and I've been shopping and selling on Curtsy. I love Curtsy because they have the coolest pieces at thrift store prices, and the best part of it is you don't even need to leave your house. It's delivered right to you.
Yeah, and I love Curtsy because you're shopping from women in your size and style. It's so easy to use, and I found some amazing deals.
Yeah, me too. So basically, with the Curtsy app, you get thrift store prices delivered to your door. No need to sort through thousands of items that aren't in your size or style. So I found Lulu leggings and Lulu tops for literally $20 to $40, which is a crazy deal.
That is actually unheard of. And the app actually has all of my favorite brands too, like Urban Outfitters, Princess Polly, Free People, and Levi's for up to 70% off.
Selling clothes can be a huge pain also. So this is why I love Curtsy, because they make the selling process super easy that literally anyone can do it. In the past, I've never known how to price my items properly, but Curtsy suggests a price, which is super helpful. Also, if you don't have a printer, they can mail you a shipping label for free, which I love. And the coolest part of all is you get to instantly cash out straight to your debit card.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's the best. I actually got a pair of vintage jeans from Curtsy a little while back, and I am obsessed with them. I've been wearing them nonstop, and Maddie keeps trying to steal them from me, which I don't appreciate.
I love them. So if you want a sustainable way to get Brandy, Urban, Champion, and Lulu delivered directly to your door, download Curtsy today and enter promo code SISTER for 15% off your first order.
Search for Curtsy in the App Store, spelled CURTSY, and enter promo code SISTER for 15% off your first order.
Download the Curtsy app and enter promo code SISTER. Okay, next one. Staying positive during a complicated and crazy year. This is, I think, really important to talk about because everybody's had a complicated and crazy year, which is, for me at least, the first time in my lifetime where I've lived through this type of thing where we've all had a shared experience, like regardless of where you live, the school you go to, your experience in life thus far, we've all had a very interesting year.
And I think we've, like, obviously people have been impacted, like, to different extents, but everyone has been, like, very strongly impacted by the pandemic, which I think is very rare because normally it's like one country will face something and like everyone in that country will like have to learn to change their way of life or, you know, but I think this is one of the only times, at least in my lifetime, where everyone has been so strongly impacted by an event.
So tips for staying positive. I think the main source of positivity in my life, at least, is having something to look forward to. And in the pandemic, it's had to be small things that you kind of create for yourself that you are able to look forward to. So I know we've talked about romanticizing your life before, and that's like kind of, you know, overdone as a concept. But to me, that's how you produce those things that you are able to look forward to, is finding pleasure and joy in the small parts of your life. So for example, yesterday was daylight savings time in North America. I don't know if that's a worldwide thing, but anyways, it's now light for an hour later at night, which I find to be amazing. So that's something that I'm looking forward to tonight. Maybe we can take photos after this because it's not going to be dark at 5:30.
Oh, that's kind of nice. So now wait. Sorry, this is totally off topic. Does it get bright later?
Yeah, I think so. So it will now the sun will rise an hour later, I think. I don't know.
We're struggling.
We're not experts, okay?
Well, it's rising at the same time. We just changed our time.
So it's an hour later than it used to be. But
right.
It gets dark an hour later.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I agree with your point. So is that what you look forward to this week, I guess?
Yeah, that could be one thing. I think you need to set those little things up for yourself all day, though. Like not just one thing a week or one thing a day. Like look forward to your coffee in the morning and make it a ritual, you know, if you drink coffee. Look forward to what you make for breakfast. Look forward
that's what Darian does.
Yeah, so true. She makes oatmeal every single day. She's obsessed. And I said, do you know that you're going to get sick of that? And she's like, I will never get sick of it. I'm like, okay. But I think having rituals in your day and I don't know, just things that you look forward to yourself. So think about those things and then initiate them, make them part of your daily life, whether it's self-care or literally like making a coffee or small things like the sun setting later. All great things to look forward to. How about you?
I was just going to add on to that and say that if you can't find those things in your day, maybe intentionally plan things to look forward to. So it can be hard right now to go out and see people, which I think used to be like a big thing that people looked forward to in the past. But even, like you said, going to watch the sunset, if you can't see it from your house, from your front door, then maybe go for a walk and try and see where the sun is setting. I know we've tried to do that before. Or, yeah, I don't know, just like little things that you can plan for yourself, just so you to give you a little source of hope and
it is
something
hope
to do.
One thing that I've always found very counterproductive is comparing hardships. Do you know when people do that? Like, it could be so much worse, right? And of course, it always can be worse. There's always somebody that's going through something harder than you. But I don't think that that takes away from your own experience, because we all grow up only knowing our own past experiences, and that creates who we are and our identities and our personalities, and also the tolerance that we have to adversity.
That's what I was going to say. It's all kind of relative to what you've experienced in your life.
Right.
So maybe something is really hard for you, and to someone else it's very easy because they've been through a lot of harder,
For them, a pandemic might be nothing. But for you, if you haven't experienced anything like that before, or, your level of stress that you've felt in the past has been fairly low, then you're like, this is so overwhelming. So I would say also just be okay with how you're feeling, and don't try to write it off and be like, oh, I know that there's somebody that is doing worse than me, because there always will be. There's always someone that has a hard situation, but it doesn't make yours any less hard. So we feel you, but also, take it easy on yourself. Okay, next one. I didn't really ask for advice type of question, so these are just topics, but somebody wants us to talk about boundaries. And I thought that this was interesting because we've never talked about boundaries before, but I think they're an important part of life in general, in every area of your life.
I was going to ask, I wonder what area of life specifically they were referring to.
I could have been a little more specific with my question, but it's actually a good time to talk about this because I just listened to a podcast about boundaries, and I listened to a lot of podcasts, so I wish I knew which one it was. Maybe the Skinny Confidential. If I find it, I'll link it. But it was really interesting because obviously, like I was saying, boundaries are a part of everybody's life, but I feel like isn't something that we really think about or consider. We all just kind of create them ourselves. So we could talk, I guess, about boundaries with your parents and your friends and how to establish boundaries without being, overly rude. Because sometimes I guess it could come across as I'm prioritizing me over you.
Right.
But I don't think it's rude at all. I think it's actually a form of self-care and self-respect.
For sure. I think sometimes you can be so wrapped up in being there for other people that you forget to be there for yourself, or yeah, I don't know. I guess you can just prioritize other people's well-being over your own.
Right. And I know we've talked about being a people pleaser before, and I think that is kind of having a lack of boundaries because you're always putting other people's desires or their feelings above your own, and you will do anything to please those people. So how do you create boundaries successfully? I think you have to approach it in a way that is kind, because I've learned in my life that people don't react well to something if you come on too strong, especially if it makes them feel uncomfortable. You have to do it in a very kind way in order to get what you want in the end. And that might be more space. So maybe if it's a conversation that you want to have with your parents, you have to talk to them when they're in a good mood and you're not in a fight. Because I feel like if you tried to bring up oh, you don't give me any space or privacy or whatever, you want your boundary to be when you guys are in a heightened state of emotion, you probably won't get what you want, and it will kind of backfire.
Yeah, I think it can actually be counterproductive because sometimes you offend the person you're talking to and then they don't want to do whatever it is you want them to do. They don't want to help you if they're hurt by what you've said to them.
Yeah, because if you think about when anyone's ever said something to you that hurt you, it makes you feel uncomfortable or
upset.
It doesn't make you feel good. So
you don't want to do something for someone that you aren't happy with.
Then your automatic reaction is they are this. They are so rude for saying that. They're so, whatever the adjective is. So I think having a conversation when everybody's calm, positive, happy, good mood, whatever it is, you'll get what you want and that boundary will be much easier to set. And then the other person is able to leave the conversation and feel like, oh, that was a great productive conversation, you know?
And they're able to better understand you instead of just leaving the conversation feeling offended and hurt.
Right.
And like there not being any actual change that came out of it.
And I think you can have the same conversation with friends. Just make sure that your friends are mature enough to understand what you're asking for. I'm not sure. I haven't been in high school in a long time. But I think in high school, there might be people that would be like, oh my God, that is so dumb. If you asked for something in a respectful and polite way. Like if they're not your true friends and maybe they're immature. What do you think about that? Because that's kind of something that you could be experiencing now.
I'm pretty like unconfrontational. So I'm trying to think of times that I've actually like had to talk to my friends about something and like put my foot down, you know what I mean?
What if
this is good. I'm scared. Okay.
No, I'm not going to say any specific situation, but what if you were like, I need more space or something with a friend?
Well, to be completely honest, and I know this isn't the right answer, but I wouldn't ask for space. I would just distance myself from them.
But that can be taken the wrong way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I do that too. Or I used to definitely do that. That was like always my go-to. I just would stop replying or like, that's mostly with guys actually, but I would just not answer. Anyway, but I think having a conversation is the mature thing to do.
Yeah, it definitely is.
You guys should do that.
Even if we don't.
We're just learning, okay? We're not experts. That's the title of this episode. We are not experts. Okay, I saw a really good one that reminded me of you. Hold on.
Oh, no.
I need to find it. It was about having a glow up, and it reminded me of your February glow up. Oh, here we go. How to glow up mentally and physically, which you both have.
Thank you.
What a compliment. So can you explain what your February glow up was, please?
Okay, well, it wasn't supposed to be limited to February because I know I'm going to receive criticism from Madison for this.
Okay, well, I'll speak about that after, but continue.
Okay, so basically, at the beginning of January, we were in LA, I think, or like on our way to LA. And so I was like, everyone else is doing New Year's resolutions, but mine are going to have to wait till February 1st because that was the day that we were coming back to Toronto. And I was like, if I wanted to set new goals for myself and be able to stick to them, like that would be the time where realistically I'd be able to like start accomplishing them, you know? And I had exams and big projects and stuff all through January. So I made February my, I don't know, time to start being productive, I guess. And I was trying to work out a lot in February. I was getting eat healthier. That didn't really work. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
And what were the results? Are you feeling good? It's now like March, what,
It's like
15th?
halfway through March, and I would say I've worked out twice in March so far.
Oh.
And I like barely sleep anymore. Thank you, Ollie. And I eat like a lot of mini eggs and like not whole healthy foods. So I'm not sure if I've seen any like changes in my life, I guess. Maybe. Okay, I think honestly sleep is my big issue here because I could work out as much as I wanted to and eat super healthy, but I still would not be feeling my best unless I got more sleep.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think sleep is so important. And like you're saying, you'll never feel truly like your best self if you're tired. So let's restate the question because I forget what it is. How to glow up mentally and physically. I think what you're saying though, like starting a new habit or like a series of new habits and initiating a start date is really important because otherwise you're like, oh, I want to start this, but like maybe I'll start next week. Or there's always something that's going to come up and, you know, step in the way of your success, your ultimate success. So I think you just need to start and commit to yourself.
And like you said earlier, there will always be something else that you prioritize.
Right.
So you'll be like, oh, well, I do want to get to bed early tonight. I do want to work out tonight, but I have this project due tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so my workout can wait. My sleep will be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know?
Life is about priorities and also non-negotiables. And we kind of talked about this last week, but if you want something to change in your life, you need to make it a priority. And there's a million things that you could do in a day, and you're only going to do the things that you truly prioritize. So make a list of priorities that you have, and they're part of your routine, like brushing your teeth. you know? That's something that we do, non-negotiable. And a lot of habits end up being simple. It ends up being like brushing your teeth when you have done them for a certain amount of time. I don't know how long it takes to form a habit, but I'm sure it's like a few months until it just seems easier to do it than not to do it. So I think make a list of your top priorities, maybe choose 2 or 3 and do them for a month or 2 months every single day. And then you can start to stack habits together. Have you heard about this?
Is it just like having
Habit
more than one
stacking?
habit?
Kind of. So, for example, I've kind of stacked my workout and walking the dogs together. So I know either before or after my workout, I'll take the dogs for a walk, or else I'm not going to do it because
Right.
there's another thing in the day that's going to come up, like my emails or recording a podcast. And then I'm like, oh, they don't need to go for a walk, but they do. Sorry, Ollie.
For alls. No.
I took you for a walk today. So anyway, I always do that now attached to my workout. Those are 2 habits that at one point I did not have, and now I do.
Right. And I also think that when you're setting new goals or trying to form new habits, it's important to make sure that they're attainable so you don't get discouraged. And also remember that it's better to be taking small steps than none at all.
Yeah.
So even if there's a habit that you want to start that you just can't find the time to do every single day, or it is a priority to you, but there's something else that you prioritize more and you recognize that like you aren't going to have time for it today. I don't think that you should push off that habit and say, okay, fine, then I'll start next week. You know, I think
Right.
it's good to just be like, I don't have a ton of time this week, so I'm going to go for a walk twice this week instead of 5 times.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what we were talking about at the very beginning of this question, which was when you said I don't like starting on a certain day, or I don't like month-long challenges, because I think doing something is better than doing nothing at all and just like waiting for the first of the month to do something.
Right.
But I do think sometimes like the first of the month is a good place to start if you're doing absolutely nothing and you're like waiting for, you know, a start date that makes sense to you. But I think also being realistic, like you're saying, and also realizing that it's not all or nothing. So that's kind of that was my perspective on your month-long challenge. Is it doesn't need to be all or nothing. Why don't you just start today on Monday?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really supposed to be a month-long challenge. That was just like, I was like, oh, okay, like this is when it starts. And then it kind of ended up being that just because I was like, well, February's over and like I kind of have other stuff to do. It was not very intentional. I still do like workouts sometimes, but you know.
But why wouldn't you continue those habits if they made you feel good?
I'm lazy,
genuinely
to
asking.
be completely honest. Because I would rather just shower and do my work than work out, shower, and do my work.
I don't know about you guys, but my skin is super dry in the winter.
I've been struggling with that so much too. It's still freezing in Toronto, and I noticed that the weather seriously takes a toll on my skin, especially on my face.
Same. And personally, having that bright, glowy complexion is a skincare goal I want to be able to achieve all year round, not just in the summer.
The Inkey List knows that skincare is personal and can be so confusing. They're a brand that is passionate and committed to empowering you with knowledge to find the right skincare ingredients for your brightest skin.
I'm always excited about new ingredients in skincare, so when I heard about the new Sim Bright moisturizer from the Inkey List for dewy, illuminated skin, I had to know more.
The Silky Daily Moisturizer, containing 0.5% Sim Bright, works to help brighten and improve the appearance of uneven skin tone while optimizing the skin's moisture and hydration levels.
The moisturizer also contains some other amazing ingredients for a bright, illuminated complexion, including 2% Kakadu plum extract, which is rich in vitamin C that instantly boosts skin's radiance and luminosity, and 1% red algae complex that provides long-lasting moisture and hydration to the skin without that oily feeling.
Want to learn more? Just hashtag AskInky 24/7 via live chat on their website or DM them on social media at the Inkey List, and one of their skincare coaches will be happy to answer all of your questions and help you create a skincare recipe for your brightest skin.
Get the glow your skin has been looking for with the Inkey List Sim Bright Moisturizer, available to shop now on theinkey.list.com.
Also,
Okay.
I'm actually very interested to hear your perspective on this
Okay.
because it's a bit of a dilemma of mine.
Okay.
So I like working out. It makes me feel good. But I also like taking Instagram pictures because it makes me feel productive.
Okay.
But to take Instagram pictures, I have to get ready. And to work out, I can't have makeup on and stuff, right? So but I have to shower after doing both of them.
Okay,
So how do you handle that? Because if I work out and then shower, then I don't want to put makeup on right after I shower. But if I take pictures, then I can't work out in my makeup and then shower.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you're not going to like this answer probably, but
No.
Number 1, I would try to make a commitment to yourself to work out a few days a week, maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, after school, or before school, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then you shower, do your whole school day. If that's too early, then do it after school.
You want me to work out before school?
Yeah, to do
At
this
5 a.m.?
Okay, what time does your school start? On the days that you stay home, you could work out for
Well, now I'm a mother.
30 minutes before. I will take care of her. If you want to work out before school, like whatever. Is today Monday? Yeah. Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7:30 till 8, I will watch the dog.
She woke me up at 7 this morning.
So you could have taken her for a pee and fed her, and then I would have watched her, Lauren.
Okay, so no.
Okay, that's a possibility.
Sure. But I think that's the other thing. Now that you're saying it, I'm realizing it. All through February, I wasn't at school. So it was really easy for me to work out for like 30 minutes after school and then shower.
Yeah.
And do my work for the rest of the night. But now I go to school every other day. So I don't know. It kind of just threw me off my game.
Another thing you could do is you could work out on the days that you go to school after school. Like you come home, work out, have dinner, and then do your homework. And then on the days that you're home from school, you take photos, have dinner, do your homework. Or what I do, which is kind of gross, I guess you could say, is I don't shower my hair. Like I don't wash my hair after I work out until I'm done taking photos. So I'll shower. I'll just have like a quick shower, take photos, then shower again, wash my hair. And then I also like to take makeup off in the shower because it's just like way easier.
That's my thing. I'm like, I could take pictures and then wash my face and work out, but I don't even own makeup remover.
I know. It's truly a huge hassle. So I would suggest doing a workout, being efficient with your workout, like put your phone away, do your workout. Because I'll sometimes spend like an hour and a half working out, but I'm like, how much of this was I actually moving versus like on my Shopify, like looking at orders or answering my emails. So like be as efficient as possible. It really helps if you like set a timer or something because then you feel like you're, on the clock.
I normally follow like a video or something.
That's good, yeah.
You don't have an option not to do it.
Yeah, that's good.
You're counting down.
That's a good idea. And then it doesn't need to be long. Like in and out and then do your work or whatever you're going to do. You can do everything. You can do it all, guys. Like we were talking about last week. Maybe not
everything. I think we said you can't do it all.
Well, I just said I'm always in search of the ability to do it all.
Right.
I think you can do more than one thing in a day. It doesn't have to just be school or whatever. So, okay. So we have to move on. That was a very long conversation about glowing up.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even think we actually answered the question about glowing up, guys. We're just completely off topic. But maybe we'll do a glow up episode. I feel like that could be really cool to do in all areas, like a mental glow up, a physical glow up.
Do we have to try and glow up and then share our experience?
No, but I think we could talk about like habits and things that have helped us glow up. In quotations.
To be completely honest with you, I think it was my middle part.
Oh, God, don't even start on the middle part.
I'm just kidding.
I have a middle part too, okay? I'm not old. Thank you. And I like wearing loose jeans.
Very good.
Okay, next. How your, Maddie, high school experience was different than Lauren's. This is good because I was thinking about this today, and I was a very different person in high school. You're much more private than I was.
Don't look at me like that.
What do you think about that?
Okay, well, to be honest, I feel like we were living in different times, first of all. Because I've only been to real high school for 1 year, one full year.
Was in a pandemic.
And my only full year of high school was grade 9. And I went to a school with about 2 other girls in my grade.
I was going to say, that didn't even
register as a year of high school.
That was not a real school to me. Okay.
Yeah, that honestly didn't really feel like high school because I went there for grade 8 too, and it was all the same people, same vibes, Same vibes. So I don't really count that as high school. And then halfway through grade 10, I stopped going to school because there was a pandemic. And I also was new last year to my school, and so I didn't know anyone. So I feel like there's that difference too. And then this year, I don't know. It's just kind of been hard to socialize for like the past 12 months, but yeah.
Yes. So in terms of high school experience, obviously we've had such a different high school experience, but I think like you're saying, yours is not a fair assessment of what it would be like.
Exactly. I feel like it's hard to say how I would have spent the last like year, I guess.
Because I feel like
normal.
Before COVID, like your high school experience was pretty similar to what mine was like.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was kind of all the same things, like the, little gatherings on the weekend with your friends and like hanging out like downtown, like in the place that you go to school. Like I did all of that stuff too. I just like, I don't know what I did with my time because I didn't have a career, obviously, and I didn't have like anything else really going on. I guess I danced like after school for a few hours every day, which was like an activity for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to stop that pretty quickly after switching to your school because your school is very demanding. And I just would go to school all day, get home at like 6 o'clock probably, and do my homework, I think.
Yeah, and then what did you do on like the weekends? Just hang out with friends?
Yeah, I went to a lot of social events, a lot of parties. Which I feel like, not really fair for me to say that you don't go to parties because it's been COVID since you were like, 14?
Yeah,
so
basically.
I'm sure you would be, socializing more. But for me, like friends were a massive priority. And